Hello everybody and a very good afternoon, good morning, welcome back to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby, thank you for joining us. If you're with us for the first time today, welcome along to what is going to be a fantastic Thursday. We are about to bring you an amazing award-winning show in the form of a craft along. A little bit later on we have got a Sarah cartload, 2 hours of crazy deals. If you missed the preview show this morning, you can pretty much catch up on everything and see all of the deals on the website. And by the way, the website is chock-a-block full of deals currently. We're 4 days into our big spring sale. Now, the official line is up to 70% off, but if you do click on that big logo when you head to the website, you'll see loads of different drop-down boxes, and one of them will say 80% off. I know, I'm as confused as you guys, but listen, there are deals to be had right across the crafting range, so do make sure you check that out. Also, who knew? It's £10 Thursday today. Yeah, £10 Thursday. You've heard of £10 Tuesdays and £5 Fridays. Well, we're bringing in £10 Thursdays as well. So there's loads of £10 deals to be had on the website. Also, there are loads of deals as part of National Craft Month, which continues. We've got, what, 8 days to go as far as that is concerned, and lots of totally Tiffany deals for you too. There's so much on the website, honestly. You need to get in and have a look around. Also, don't forget to hit the Shop the Day button for all of the deals that you'll see today, particularly for the cartload deals that you're going to see later on. If you missed the preview show, do yourself a favour and check that page out. Snap up some of those star buys and showstoppers. During this show, what we will try and do is bring you as many of those deals as possible when we sort of get those natural breaks between the projects that Debbie is making. But listen, the best thing you can do is head to the web. Talking of that project we're going to be making on this award-winning show, we have an award-winning crafter. The one and only. Have you won an award? You must have done.
Have I had an award?
You must have won awards.
Not
we'll
sure.
Go with it. Well, you're an award-winning crafter. It's the one and only Debbie Robinson. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. Bit windswept, nipped out in between the lunch break to go and grab some lunch, as our lovely Christina's having a day off. But yeah, a bit windswept, so I realised I'd not brushed my hair when I come on.
Oh, you look marvellous.
Do I look okay? Do I look get away? I tell you what, let's rather than look at me. I know some of you might want to, some of you might not want to. Have a look at the little project that we're going to be doing, which is our lovely secret garden. So we are going to be using some of the elements, and Ben is going to go through with you in a second all of the things. But the thing, it's kind of like a little book card. You can put as many leaves of these as you want, but I've just gone with one in the centre to then create each one. And we're going to use some of the fabulous pieces from the deal that you actually are going to be able to get hold of today. You may have already got this collection. It may be something that you already own, and it might not be. But you know what? If you haven't, don't worry, because we have got a stonkingly good deal. Oh my God, it's amazing. Took my breath away this morning. A great saving as well. I'll let Ben do all that, because what I need to do is get ready. Plus, we've got a fabulous guest joining us on the craft along. I feel like she's my old mate now, because I've had her on a couple of times. So, but I'll let you do all that bit while I get ready.
Well, I feel like she's a mile mate as well, because met her at the tour that we did at the back end of last year as well. Everyone's mate. Anyway, we'll introduce you to that marvellous guest in just a few moments. I need to tell you, though, what you need if you want to get involved in this craft along, whether you're doing it live or indeed you're doing this a little bit later down the line, because remember, these shows are always there for you on YouTube and Facebook. This is what you're going to need, though. Let's have a look. Let's get those pictures up. What you will need from the Secret Garden collection, you'll need the Gateway to the Garden die set. Your garden gateway cut and embossed folder, the whimsical lantern stamp and die set, your secrets revealed stamp and die set, you'll need the secret key die set, your enchanted door stamp and die set, and that beautiful mystical wood stamp set too, funnily enough. You'll find all of those in the bundle that we've got on the show. And other elements that you'll need, the Spectrum Noir Classics, you'll need your opaque pigment ink pad. We're using Sandstorm. You'll also need one of your alcohol-proof ink pads. Again, Debbie's using Noir Black. You'll need some multi-purpose card. You'll need some matte black card. You'll need the Centura Pearls in the pastels. You'll need some acetate. And your additional tools are kind of like all of the usuals, really. You're going to need some all-purpose glue, tacky glue, tape pen, foam pads. You'll need your Gemini. You'll need your guillotine. You'll need the Scoremaster. you'll need a rocker block, your craft knife, and you'll need some blending sponges as well. We'll give you all opportunity to get those bits and pieces together. As always, I know we've got a fantastic guest joining us, but if you are crafting along live in the moment right now, do let us know in the comments as well, because it's always nice to know who's crafting along. And also, if we know that you're crafting along, we can badge you to send in pictures at the end of the show too. And worst case scenario, if you don't send the pictures to us, you can tag us in them on Facebook. We'll say a few of those in just a second, but just let's quickly show you this deal. So this is incredible, right? 70% off this collection. It should be almost £77, almost $92. Look at the platinum price there today as well. And worth bearing in mind, if you're looking at the bottom of the screen thinking, what, triple points? That's where the wheel landed today. We've got our wheel of deals, which we spin each and every day. I was a bit previous this morning and spun it before the show as a practice. I know, and it landed on triple points. And then me and Debbie were like, triple points, that's decent. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. We honoured it. So there we go, triple points on everything. But this is the set, right? And by the way, this is disappearing. I said earlier on that we had less than 50 of these, now less than 30 of this bundle left. So you're going to have to be quick if you want to snap it up. Last chance really to grab it. You're going to get this beautiful enchanted door stamp and die set included in there. Also on top of that, you've got the beautiful mystical wood. Now that's the one with that wonderful mythical Periton figure in there, but you've got the tree, you've got all of these beautiful sentiments and that key in there as well. A lot of you saying there's a bit of a overlap with the Once Upon a Time collection that we launched earlier this week. Then you're going to be getting this beautiful stamp set, the Secrets Revealed. That's the little girl just looking through into the secret garden. Really lovely, nice size stamp that you can colour in, and then you've also got all of these beautiful sentiments that you can add to your collection too. Then you've got this beautiful cut and emboss folder. It's called the Garden Gateway. Again, how amazing is this? So much detail. Love the fact that you've got that cut out of the door that stays in on the hinge. And if you do particularly want this one, you will have to go for the bundle. It's only available in the bundle, which is disappearing second by second. This gateway to the garden, again, you'll have to get the bundle if you want to grab this one. And who wouldn't? I mean, you can use this across multiple collections. The detail is absolutely beautiful. And again, if you bought that Once Upon a Time collection earlier in the week, how great is that going to work alongside that collection? The gates to the fairy palace, no less. But you'll need to get the bundle if you want to grab that. Also in this set, we've got other little additional elements. That little key with the tag is very beautiful. Beautiful stamp and die set here, which is called the Secrets Unlocked, with the little birdie and the little padlock to the secret garden. That one, once again, only available within the bundle. And you know what, if you think to yourself, oh, I really wanted that one, I've got to buy the bundle. Yes, but you're getting everything in the bundle for £18.40 or $21.60, which is absolutely incredible. And then finally, you've got the whimsical lantern set here as well, again, which is so, so gorgeous. Again, you can see you using this across a variety of ranges, but you get all of the detail in there. Yeah, you know, for your Christmas makes, I think if you've got that chinoiserie collection as well, this will work beautifully within that. But what a deal. All of that hardware is 23 stamps, 22 dies, and your cut and emboss folder for that amazing price. But listen, this will disappear, whether it's in this show or not. We've got less than 30 of these remaining. You're going to pick up triple points today as well. And it is ticking down as we are talking. Right, a few hellos, and then we'll do the most important hello. Who's in on the socials? Well, we've got Radical Rachel, who's in taking all of your comments. Lois joins us from Ohio. Hi, Nancy Peterson. Hello to Gareth. Hello to Catherine from Virginia. Lillian Quox in saying hi, Ben. Hi, Debbie. Hello. Gail Moore's in from Maryland. Hi to Alicia, who says greetings from Arkansas. Sue Jemison says good afternoon from a partly sunny Redcar, as you say up here. Not Redcar, Redcar. Lillian Quox says, I've got a stamp of a tiger. I might put him behind those gates. There you go. Thinking out of the box already here. And Tess on YouTube says, good morning, crafty friends. I am loving this concept. Let us say hello to our crafty friend who's going to be joining us over the course of this show. Super excited to say hello once again to the lovely Kate McQueen. And I say once again because we met in real life in person, didn't we, at the back end of last year on the tour?
We did. We did.
Just remind me,
delightful.
Where did we meet again? I can't remember which venue it was at. Oh, you can't remember.
No, because I had to travel. York.
Oh, it was York, wasn't it?
York.
Yes.
I'm in Manchester, so that was the closest one to me was York. So I wheeled my mum out for a trip because she was dancing.
Did you enjoy it?
Dancing. Yeah, she loved that. So.
Marvellous stuff. And it's lovely to have you with us for this craft vlog. Are you super excited? It looks like an amazing project that Debbie's lined up, doesn't it?
It's a typical Debbie project. It's going to be like speed crafting once again.
The typical Debbie project, there you go.
I like that. But it's a good one, and it's really nice and easy as well. It's a lovely, nice, easy one. I think I phased a lot of people with the last one, so I thought, I'll play it nice and easy this time. I think nice and easy. It is nice and easy, just a lot of work involved.
Yeah.
So the sooner we get started, the cake, the better.
Yeah, that means
I'm
shut
ready.
up, Ben, and let's get on with it. Have you got everything you need, Kate? You ready to go?
I'm good to go. I'm ready.
Excellent.
Let's go.
As always, you're in the VIP seat, so if you get stuck at any point and you need anything repeated, give us a wave. And the guys in the gallery got Lily and Charlotte. Lily's bossing me around today. Can you believe it in my ear? Well, I say, usually bossing me around in here as well, isn't she? But so yeah, Lily and Charlotte in the gallery right now. So any problems, Kate, just pop your hand up and we'll get you sorted. And for you guys as well on the socials, any questions, any comments, anything you need repeated, just yell and Rachel will fire those my way. But let's get going with what looks like an amazing project. Off to the secret garden with Debbie. Where do we need to start?
Well, we're going to start with the card base. So we're going to make the card page, the little page that goes in there. I'll talk about if you want to add more to it, because you'll just need to expand your spine a little bit. But we're going to do a 3-part to this, so I'm going to give you the measurements for that. But I will verbally tell you if you want to add more than one page into there. However, I did a little 4-part. I could have sworn I sent the message over that it were A3 that I used. Doesn't matter. I'm going to use A4, quickly just rejig this. But if you have got A3, you can get this in an A3 piece of cardstock. You just get more for your money because it's like having 2 A4 pieces put together.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it down as though we're doing it in A4 because I'm conscious that on that recipe list, it didn't say A3. So if anybody hasn't got the A3, they might be panicking now, so I don't want that to happen. So we're going to move to A4, multi-purpose cardstock, and we're going to chop our front and back and our inner panel page. So the measurement for these are, and you'll need your guillotine, so grab your guillotine and your scoreboard because we're going to do a little bit of scoring as well. I always use my large one, Ben. I like my large guillotine, I'm not going to lie. It's the one that I use the most of just because of this.
Yeah.
The extended leg, the bigger surface area that you can do. And of course, if you are using A3, you can get your 13 measurement in there straight away because it goes up to 13 inches ours, not 12, 13.
Yeah, it's a big one.
So there are two to create it. If you are using A3, it's 13 by 8. If you're not, and we're not now because we're going to imagine that we're just using this as an A4, we're going to cut ourselves 2 inner pages that are going to be 7 inches by 8 inches. So I'm going to just trim this down first on the portrait.
Yeah.
No, that's right, portrait down to 8 inches. If you want to leave that on, because it is only a sliver, you absolutely can. Just bear that in mind if you're doing your mats and your layers. But for mine, I like to neaten things down to round numbers. Sometimes it can get a little bit tricky with your mats and your layers, so I've kind of simplified it. And then we're going to take this to 7 inches. So on the portraits, the landscape side, we're going to go to 7 inches. So the height of the card is 8. The depth is the width? The width is 7. Yeah. And you want 2 pieces of that. Of course, if you're going for A3, you've got that in one fell swoop because it's 13 by 8, and I'll come to that in a second. But you just want to get yourself 2 pieces started. So I'll just repeat that again. On the portrait side, you're going to trim that to 8 inches. Always be mindful that the cardstock is pushed right up to the very top. It's to the first line of the guillotine because this is a workable scoreboard as well, so the deeper ridges, and it's the first, it's not over, it's just before. And then turn it on that landscape way. We're going to go again to that. Did I do 7 inches then, Debbie? Let me just make sure. Yes, you did. 7 inches. Always have to double check myself. You just got to exactly, yeah.
Measure
that's
twice,
what did our
cut
Lily
once.
said. Measure, what was it? it again.
Measure twice, cut once.
Thank you, Lily. I'm gonna take that.
That's the saying in like the DIY trade as well, isn't it? I'm sure.
Yes.
Is that where it comes from? My neighbour said that to me once when he was talking about woodwork. Measure twice, cut once. Now
for the inner part, so you've got two pieces that measure at 7 by 8, but for the inner page, we're just going to go to 6.5 by 8. And the reason being is just because I want an 1/2 inch insert, and I'll tell you why I'm doing that in a moment. So we're going to take this now. So again, we're coming to 6.5 this time. All your spare pieces as well, don't worry, because you're going to be able to use them for the further on into your project as well. But we're going to come to 8 inches again. And then this is the smaller of the 3 by 1/2 inch. So you'll have 2 pieces that measure 7 by 8 and 1 piece that measures 6.5 by 8. Okay? That's the bit of cutting that we're going to just do for now. So we'll move that to one side, move these out of the way. Now, I did use A3 cardstock for my pastels, so I asked Jake before the start of the show, can we have the A3 pastels? I'm going to come to that in a second, but choose your colour. I've gone for this lovely mint.
Very nice.
I do believe we have some pastels on the show. I might be wrong. I did think so, yes. I thought I saw it somewhere on there. But yeah, you could get yourself the A4 and you could do all of those mats and layers using that A4.
90 sheets in total. It's like a bit of a card selection, this one.
Yes.
£25, $35, good stash builder.
Absolutely, always. And they're nice colours as well. They're a nice colourway that work with the collection, which is why I've chosen those. Because as we all know, the Secret Garden collection, I think all the original papers and the cardstock have gone now.
Yeah.
From what I'm aware of. But this is a great craft along actually showing you that you can use any. You don't have to have the cardstock or the papers to work with the collections.
Yeah.
So that's a good reason why I've chosen those. Right, I'm going to come to the 2 pieces that are the largest to create that almost like that book card. I'm going to pop it on, and this is going to go on to your 7-inch side, so the portrait way of your piece, if you look at it that way, because the 8 is the landscape. But at the 7-inch mark, we're going to come in at just 1 inch. So take your scoring tool and score from the top to the bottom at 1 inch. Nice, gentle, into that groove, into that track, so that you're not tearing your cardstock, you're just gently teasing the fibres. That's what you always want to remember. And we're going to repeat that on the larger one, the second large one. So that 7-inch again, come in at that inch, and just a couple of gentle, easy does it, because I know I speak from personal experience, can be a bit heavy-handed with my cardstock, and that's when you can end up with your tears, with your cracks, with your on your creases, and you don't want to crack on your crease.
So score a few times lightly as opposed to 1 time heavily.
Yes.
That's that other really well-known saying.
That's another good saying, yes.
Measure twice, cut once. Score really lightly a few times, not just once really heavily, because you might break your card.
Exactly.
Well-known saying. It's a well-known one.
So this is going to create the part of the book. So that's what we're going to create, and that's how we're going to stick those together. And the reason I've gone with a double one with this one is it creates a nice sturdy spine. Now, if you did want to add a bit more in terms of adding in like a 4th page, all you need to remember is this bit in the middle. You want to extend it. So if you're going to extend it to maybe 1.5 inches, all you need to remember is in your original measurements, add that in. So if, for instance, if I was going to take that spine, now my spine's only 1 inch deep.
Yeah.
If you wanted it to be 1/2 inch or 2, just bear that in mind when you're doing it. So this would be 7. So your piece of cardstock, even though it's the 8 still, this little bit here would take it up another 1/2 inch, so to 7.5, and then score it at 1.5 inch, and you'll get your 1.5 inch spine. So that's just if you want to add more. I am not doing so today, so if you're following the craft along as we're doing it, it's just the 1 page. But if you want to extend your booklet form or your card form with the extra, just think about the spine, increase the spine so that you then can add your pages in.
Yeah.
And still do the pages as the 6.5 by 8 with your 1/2 inch that we're going to do in a second, because that will create those pages to sit into there. So that's just what you need to bear in mind. And of course you can extend this fold. It could go into a 2-inch spine, and if you go into a 2-inch spine, you're just going to increase that size again. So just bear that in mind when you're doing that. But for now, we're going to come to that small smaller inner page where we're only doing one, and we're going to measure it at 1/2 inch in. Now, sometimes I find this bit tricky, going at 1/2 inch, so I've put it up to that 6.5 inch, and I'm going to score at 6. Because I've got a bit more freedom this side. So for me, just make sure you're up to that base, but it doesn't matter which side you do it at, you just want to come in 1/2 inch. And I'm just making life a little bit easy for myself, so I've come up to that the other end rather than this end, because it can get a bit tricky. And sometimes when you're in there, I can come out of the groove a little bit, and I don't want to do that either. So again, yes, exactly, get into that groove.
Like Madonna.
Madonna, armpits under the hairdryer. That's what she does, doesn't she?
What?
You see the scene where she does this? Get into the groove. And she's like this, with a hairdryer.
I've never seen that before in my life, ever.
Anybody who's seen Desperately Seeking Susan,
Oh, I haven't seen that.
you will know what I mean. Because that's where the song came from.
Oh. Why did she put the
Yeah,
hairdryer under her armpits?
To dry her sweaty armpits.
Oh.
Don't you get a bit sweaty? Have you never done that, Ben?
Never
I
did.
think it's a cracking idea. And Madonna speaking for the thousands of women right now. I wish I got one at home where I could just do it under the armpits. There we go.
Oh yeah, you could get under the dryer in the toilet. Otherwise, you have to stand on your head, though, wouldn't you, to dry your armpits under there? Anyway, the things we chat about, honestly.
The things we chat about, yes, absolutely.
You started it.
I know I did. I know I did. Now, we're not going to stick anything down just yet, but what I'm just going to show you is the base. So please, if you are watching this at home or doing this live, please don't stick these pieces down instantly, because we're going to do something with our front. And rather than trying to flatten it out and add all the, we're going to take it stage by stage. But what you should have now are 2 pieces that measure 7 by 8, scored at an 8 inch. And then the inner one, 6.5 by 8, scored in at half. Okay.
Nice.
Right, I'm gonna pause it there just for a second.
Okay. Listen, loads of comments coming through. Lots of love for that guillotine. Teresa said, I haven't used my small guillotine since I received my large one. The small guillotine, very handy to take with you, isn't it? Very portable. Loving Debbie's nails, says Diane Gerhardt.
Oh.
Have a look at your nails.
Yeah, they've got nail cam. We should have nail cam. Still purple. Popped a couple of little love hearts and a few little flicks. There we go.
Nice. They look like ice creams.
Yes. Oh yeah. Never thought of that. Yeah.
Debbie, thank you for simplifying the number, says Stephanie. And Lillian says, great tip. Yes, Ben. As Debbie said, you don't want a crack in your crease. And hi to Rachel, who's watching, talking about using a hairdryer. She says, I've just used my hairdryer to warm up my boots. I mean, another great idea for hairdryers here. You could do it with the sheets on your bed as well. But yeah, I quite like getting into a cold bed though. There's something quite nice about getting into a cold bed and just doing that thing, and like moving your feet around, isn't there?
Oh no.
No?
No.
No.
That's why I've got lovely fluffy bed sheets. I've got those lovely, do you know those snuggle, like velour kind of, oh my God. You get into that bed, there's no cold spots. It's just like an instant hug. And it's beautiful. Super soft on the skin.
Just whilst we're getting ready for the next point, if you've got any questions, fire them our way. Very, very quickly, just show you some of the deals that we have got this evening. £10, $10 deals. The classics, the brights, for £10 or $10. I've got the pastels here, but it works out at less than £1 a pen. I think we worked out it was 83p per pen. You'll check out the website for the brights. I've got the pastels available, but these deals, the £10, $10 are platinum member exclusive deals, and you will find a lot of them over on the web right now. Only until midnight tonight, though. That is the thing to say about all of these platinum member exclusive deals. The £10, $10 deals, and we've also got the pastels. These are the grab it deal as far as the cartload is concerned. What I would say to you here, though, is yes, you can pick these up at an amazing price. However, if you want to get these for free, you can buy the bags, all the bags that we've got. So there's 4 star buy bags. That will be the showstopper, and then you'll be able to get the pastels for free within that bundle as your grab it deal, which is incredible. All the details about that, that's not it, but all the details about that are on the website for you. So make sure you check that out. If you want to get this for free, grab that Showstopper Star Buy this evening, and those will come free within the bundle. Showstoppers flying out the door. Also, really quickly, because I know we've got so much to get on with, cartload goodies tonight, cardstock. This cardstock that we brought you on, I think it was Monday, we brought back up to 30% off a whole range of amazing cardstock. I won't flick through it all now, I'll just show you the colours that we've got. So your Frosty and Bright A4 mixed card pack, 20 sheets in there. You've got 5 colours of your beautiful glitter cardstock. You've got 5 of the matching in the pearlescent. £8.39 or $11.17 for that. This is what we've got left from the deals that we did on Monday, and not many left. The winter solstice is proving very popular too. Again, gorgeous paper pad, not just for your winter Christmassy makes, but the reverse papers. You've got plenty in there that you can use year round as well. £8.39, £11.19 platinum, plus your triple points today as well, don't forget, because we have spun that wheel. Linen cardstock, you guys are loving. The Say It With Flowers full collection here, so you've got 8 different colours. Linen cardstock has been so popular recently. You guys have been clamouring for it, and you're getting all of these colours in linen cardstock, 24 sheets, so 8 different designs, 3 of each, for £8.39 or $11.17. If you're looking for the best deal, the biggest discount on one of the best card pads that we do, your luxury mirror card. This is the everyday collection, where you are saving, I always have to remember to tilt this forward so you can see it a bit better, where you're saving £10.50, $11.99, and if you're platinum, you are £19.59 or $22.37. 250 GSM, beautifully embossed, beautiful colours in here, and you're getting this for an absolute steal, under £20, under $23 today. And lastly, another one which I can't believe didn't sell out earlier in the week are your inserts, your 5x7 inserts. If you're always stuck for kind of what to put in the centre of your cards, grab this collection, because it's 48 5x7 sheets. You're getting 24 sheets in the vellum, 24 sheets in the paper, and they're all absolutely beautifully foiled, not only in the rose gold, but in the silver and gold as well. That again is with a 30% saving for just £8.39 or $9.49. Again, these still available. Had them on early in the week, did not have triple points, mind you, so it's a great opportunity to jump in and pick those up. Get them whilst you can, because they're disappearing, and it's going to be super duper busy tonight. Sarah's in, of course, for that 2-hour extravaganza. It is going to be an absolute cracker. Let's just quickly jump in and see how Kate's getting along. All good so far, Kate?
Yep, doing well. Not made a mess of it yet, but we've not really done very much.
Hey, well, it looks like you're perfect so far, and I'm sure you'll be absolutely word perfect with this as well. We have high hopes, don't we, Debbie?
Absolutely. So we'll do a bit of matting and layering, and we'll get a few of those pieces out of the way. This is I always say about these craft alongs, they're your projects. So if you want to add different colours, or you want to double do mats and layers, you absolutely can. All I'm doing is I'm going to talk you through my basic way of how I do them, and I've changed it up a little bit. Normally I would have 2 colours, I would have like 2 pieces, but I really love this die, and I really love how I've created that front panel that I didn't feel it needed anything else. So for mats and layers, and if you think about your panel of your piece now,
yeah,
it actually measures in. So if you remember, this was 7 by 8. So now what you're thinking of, if you in terms of your piece, you're looking at a 6 by 8. So always bear that in mind. I come down 1/4 inch with my mats and layers.
Yep.
So I'm bringing in some of that beautiful pastel cardstock, and I'm going to cut this down to a panel that will fit into that 6 by 8. So I'm going to go to 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. So if I come in, and I'll do it this way. Let's make sure I get me. I'm just going to see if I've got me, because I've trimmed my A3 down to 2 A4s, but I just want to make sure I get this in the right way. So I'm going to take that down to, yeah, I'll take it this way. So we're going to come in at 7 3/4. and we're going to come in at, it's 6 again, so I'm coming down to a little panel at 5 3/4.
Nice.
So I know that that then fits into there absolutely perfectly, and it gives it that nice little frame. If you are going to do a couple of pieces in a contrasting colour, then absolutely do that piece and then the next 1/4 of an inch down, so you got that frame in. But I'm keeping it basically quite simple for mine, and I'm going to have it onto the front, I'm going to have it onto the back, and I'm also going to have it on one of the inside panels. If you want to add it into this piece, so I kept it quite plain, I'll just use, because that embossing folder is beautiful.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, you absolutely can, and then you can pop that on there, but I'll explain a little bit more as we go along. So I'm just for now going to cut myself 3 pieces. So I know that that's already measuring in at 7 3/4, so I can get out of me 2 pieces, out of me 1 piece, sorry, I can get 2 pieces.
Yeah.
So that's got me 2. And then lastly, just onto there, I need my 3rd panel, so I'm just going to come in again with another piece of this gorgeous Centura pearl, which is just divine, and I'm going to come in again at the 7 3/4 mark by the 5 3/4 mark. So now I've got my 3 pieces. One for the front, one for the back, and one for the inner part of the back page. Again, don't do anything, don't stick anything down, because we've got some die cutting to do. We've got some craft knife. Going to use your craft knife.
Is it the straight one or the wibbly wobbly one?
You what, love?
Straight one or the wibbly wobbly one?
Both.
Oh.
Both, bit of both. But yeah, that's what we're going to use. So that's for the mat and layers. I think what we'll do though is we'll get the other pieces cut down as well. So I'm going to talk to you about this piece. So for that. Again, your choice. I've actually coloured this in with sandstone, ink pad, and also some of our tri-blends and colour blends, or whatever pens you want. It's your colouring medium, it's up to you. I've just used, as I always do, my tri-blend pens. But there's classics, illustrators, you can achieve that sort of look, it's entirely up to you. So what I'm going to do is cut that piece down, ready for that folder. And that folder measures at 5 by 7. I take it down 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use, some of that scrap that I talked about at the beginning, where you got some scrap pieces left over. I know that you are going to be able to use that into this. So 5 by 7, I'm going to take it down to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, so that I've now got a perfect fit that will fit over there.
I see.
So that's for your embossing folder. But I think what we'll do is we'll do a bit of die cutting.
Yeah.
Let's bring in some of that fabulous collection that we've got.
There's only 27 of those left now, by the way, as well.
Oh, I'm not surprised at that price. I did say to you earlier, I said to you, it's an amazing deal, that. And there's a lot for you. If I just take my elastic band off, you've got a lot for your money. This is all what you're going to get.
That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
70% saving.
It's absolutely crazy. It really is. The one we're going to start with is my favourite. I adore it. Can't help it. I absolutely love this one. And I'm going to cut it out twice. So I'm going to cut one in the mint green and one, and I say in this piece. We're not going to do it all in this piece, because we're going to have a little bit of a play with cutting out a little aperture, so I'm going to use some spares. So all those pieces I'm just going to put to one side. I'm going to bring in another spare piece that I have, and we're going to die cut into this. So with your Centura pearl, I'm also going to use some black. Now I did say matte black, but then I begged for a little bit of Centura pearl, because I love that Centura pearl. So I'm changing mine up a little bit, because I can.
All right.
But if you can do this at home, you don't have to be just because it's me going a bit raw.
You wanted to go extra special, just so that yours is a little bit more special.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to trim that down. There's no right or wrong way with this bit. You don't have to do any measurements for this, because it is literally just die cutting into it. And I'm going to cut it out twice, one in green, one in black. So I'm going to hold it down with some low-tack tape. I adore this die. Can't tell you how much I love this die.
Lots of love for it in the comments today.
Well,
actually.
I mean, it shows you how much I loved it, because my demos that I did this morning had this one in as well.
Yeah.
Because I love it. It's just gorgeous.
Especially for those who bought the Once Upon a Time, the amount of comments I've seen today of people saying they're getting it to use that in conjunction with that collection.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It is, and I did say that, because I was like, oh, when I saw it, I'm thinking, Once Upon a Time, that would work absolutely divinely with. Now, you're going to pop it on like a normal thin metal die. So I've got my plastic shim, my magnetic shim, and then lastly, another cutting plate, and I'm going to run that through the die cutting machine.
Okay.
Now, the nature of this die is there is a lot of filigree designs. We talk about our machine having the fantastic pressure, blah, blah, blah. We know it does. We absolutely know it does. But there may be an occasion, and I've used my smaller plates, where you need to read through for a second time.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with running it through for a second time. If you're using your A4 plates, I tend to find that die works better. You can just do it the once.
Yeah.
So if you are like me and you craft with your small plates, and I've said this many a time, I am a devil for it. I do it all the time. I do it here, I do it at home. I just like the speed in the larger machine.
Lily.
Oh, what was that?
Lily's just whispering, well, not whispering in my ear, she's saying something in my ear. Tune in tonight to the cartload, because I don't want to say too much, but I can see some amazing deals this evening that you won't have seen this morning, which you won't see until later. And one of those deals might be the cutting plates.
You kept that quiet, didn't you?
I know.
You did keep that quiet because you didn't tell me that.
No, I know.
That Johnny, has he gone home?
Has he gone home? No.
Is he still there? Is he hiding? Is he hiding in the corner?
He's hiding in the corner, yeah.
He didn't tell me that.
No, I know. I didn't. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see at least 6 or 7 deals where. Should I just tell you?
Are you allowed to?
I don't know.
As Sarah specifically said, hold them back for me. Yeah,
There's
don't say anything. She might be watching.
I won't say what they are, but there's some deals tonight. If you've been watching any of our cartloads recently, you know something happens, doesn't it? And that thing's going to happen again tonight, and there's some amazing deals.
Off the chart deals, maybe.
I'm not saying anything else.
Don't say anything else, because I don't want to get. I mean, I'm not going to get into trouble because I'll be heading back down the motorway, so it's not going to affect me, but it might affect you.
It'll affect me more than my job's worth. And Lily, you'll be in trouble as well. They won't let you sit in that chair again. So, yeah. Just join us tonight, fastest fingers first, across a whole host of goodies for you.
Oh, I don't even think I'll be back home.
Just act surprised when that thing happens. Just pretend that we didn't tell you. Ben was like, oh, that's amazing. Ben didn't mention that there might be something like this happening at all. Woo, surprised. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know anything. She is next door, so just be careful, Ben. That's why I've gone. Did you notice I'm doing it very quietly? I'm whispering.
She's next door?
I'm not shouting. She's next door, yes. Oh. She's doing something else. So, yes, so that's why I'm not shouting. Have you noticed? Have you noticed I've gone really quiet?
Turned it down a bit, yeah.
Yeah, because I couldn't hear her. Oh. Well, you know Zara's loud. And I can hear Zara's
they always say to be quiet in here when they're in Studio 2, but then you notice that actually, like the other night, I was in here with... Who was I in here with? No, because Sarah was in there. Sarah was in there doing a show on Hobby Maker. It was me and Craig. And so we were purposely like being a little bit quiet, you know.
I bet that were hard for you two. I know what you boys are like when you get together.
Well, anyway,
I know what you
we were being very
besties
professional
like.
And very quiet, and then all of a sudden, about 5 minutes in, from next door.
Oh yeah, yeah, because she's
gets
quite
excited.
loud, isn't she? She gets excited. Yeah. We're going to let her out now and again. And when we do, she gets really excited.
Yeah, yeah. Craig and I were very quiet and didn't muck about or do anything like that on that show, I'll have you know.
Oh dear, what are you like, honestly? But yeah, so all I'm doing now is I'm cutting it out into the green. Don't know what happened here. Have I, whoops, I think I might have left a bit of cardstock in there. Oh dear, Debbie.
What's it done?
I might have to run it out again. I think I left some cardstock on the die.
Yeah.
And didn't clean it properly. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do that again. I can see it. It's like mind you, actually, let's just have a little peek.
See if it works.
See if it, yeah, I might be all right, Ben. I might have got away with that. Let me get a little tap. Okay. It's just that I've left the cardstock in, and can you see I've got like a
little crease.
Okay. Yeah. It's more than a little crease. It's massive.
It doesn't look that big from here.
Does it not look that bad?
No.
The thing is, I can see the crease going to.
Oh. There's not a crack in your crease, is there?
Oh, well, Debbie's a bit of a perfectionist. I don't know if you've noticed that, Ben.
Cut it again?
Look, this is the culprit. I left it on my plate. Always important to get your rogue pieces out.
Is that literally what it was? A tiny little
sliver? That's the pressure. Yes, exactly. Producer Lily. Absolutely. The pressure of the Gemini is immense. We don't say it for fun. It is absolutely super immense. And that little slither has bothered Debbie so much that I'm running it through again.
That's why you left it in, wasn't it? Just to prove how
the power of the machine.
Pressure is so...
Yeah, so make sure that you get rid of all your little gubbins.
Scraps and gubbins.
Yeah. Okay, Lily, that you can tell she's a crafter. Not only is she multi-skilled in absolutely everything, You could tell she's a crafter because she's going, Debbie, yeah, you could put that back in, no, you could put that back. Only a crafter would think like that. Only a crafter would think like that. So again, because I'm using my Gemini jewellery plates, I'm just going to run it through twice, and that's just me. If you've gone through with a larger one, and the nature of the dies, some of the dies that we do here are super intricate, that sometimes just, is it the mathematics that we talk about, the science, the law of science, physics? Thank you, Lily. I knew it was something like
maths.
that sometimes it needs to go through twice. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, exactly, Producer Lily. Literally an extra 9 seconds. That's all it is. It's more... Ooh. I do apologise.
Well, don't try and do it again. Debbie!
It weren't my nails.
It weren't
my nails. It was my dye. It was my dye. Yeah. Apologies to everybody and the studio. I heard them all go... Eek. Yeah, so sorry. Sorry. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get all my pieces out. You could use your dye cleaning brush. I tend to take these longer pieces out when they're in the dye, just because I find it that little bit easier. So I could be doing it from this end and poking them through, but I just like to release them because they're it's very, very intricate. I don't want to rip anything. Now, I've said this many times before. I'm a little bit like, do you know when you rip your band-aids off?
Oh, yeah.
Some people take it off teeny bit at a time. I don't.
Do you whip it off?
Like that. And I do the same with my die cut pieces. So it's going to be a question of do as I say, not as I do, if you ever see me doing it, because that is when you'll see Debbie have a lot of faux pas when she starts ripping things.
Right.
Nothing to do with the dies, nothing to do with the cardstock. It's the way you release them. Can you see I'm being super gentle? Look at me.
It's a very delicate dye.
It is a delicate dye. It's absolutely beautiful, this dye as well. So while I'm getting all my bits out, Ben, let's listen to you can see, you can still keep it on here while I'm doing it, but let's listen to what other people are saying.
Well, do you know what? We've had no questions so far, which always
That's
is the sign of a good craft along as far as I'm concerned, because everyone's understanding it. Kathy is annoyed with the dog. She said, I have to go back and watch this from the beginning now. I swear my dog has to go out every time I sit at my craft desk. He's just like a kid.
Oh.
Dogs can be a bit like that, though, can't they?
They can.
I find that like, when I get home of an evening, you know, I've just settled in, you know, having me dinner, and then the dog will like just come over and be like, can you play with me or let me outside, do something? You're like, oh, for goodness sake. This is great news, by the way. So for those of you watching Wake Up Call earlier on, we were talking about platinum members and the Club Inspire and triple points today. And I remember Teresa messaged saying that she was 300 points shy of being a platinum member. And I said, well, today's a great day to do it because you only have to spend 100 to get you 300 to get you into the platinum club. You'll never guess what?
No.
She says, hello everyone. I did it. I'm a platinum member!
Hey! Aww.
Teresa Campbell.
Oh, I love that.
Welcome to the club. What did you buy, Teresa? What did you buy? Was it the showstopper? Because that would have got you 300 and... No, it wouldn't. It depends where you are. 110, yes, it would have done. Or $150. So maybe it was that. Let us know, though. Let us know. Those have been flying today, actually, the showstoppers. We will give you more details on that later, but it's if you go to the Shop the Day page, you'll see 4-star buy bags. Pop those 4-star buy bags in. We don't have to because there's a showstopper deal where you'll get all 4 together with the discount, plus you get your free classics in the pastels. And like we were saying earlier on, do you know what? In any other company, it would have been like, well, we've done you a massive discount on the bags themselves. We're not giving you anything else. We just chuck in an extra item for free as well. Discount plus discount plus discount plus freebie plus triple points and a partridge in a pear tree. I mean, generous to a fault almost, aren't we? We're just so generous, so generous.
Well, we are because look what happened this morning when I said spin me wheel, Ben, when we did it off air.
I know. I was planning on triple
it's
points.
only because I saw triple points and I did say to you what a great deal that should be. And thankfully they let us keep it because that really shouldn't have happened.
Maybe for tomorrow we can rejig it even more. We can put on there, I don't know, free holiday for everybody. Look where it's landed.
Wouldn't that be fabulous? Wouldn't that be fabulous? I quite like that idea. Who's in tomorrow, though? Because it ain't me.
Well, Lily's in tomorrow. Sarah's in tomorrow. Leanne's in tomorrow.
Oh.
We've got Sarah on Wake Up Call. Leanne's joining us for a softer side sale. like softer side, like clear out. And then also, Lily's here later on tomorrow night. So we've got a real mixture for a masterclass. Real mixture tomorrow.
Oh, I see. That's going to be a fabulous day. What a great mix tomorrow.
It's not the last day of the wheel spin, by the way, either, because we'll be doing that across the weekend as well, where Lily is going to be spinning the wheel. Whoop, 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 whoop. When she'll give you triple points. When she'll give you triple points. Have to wait and see.
Now, you're probably thinking, why have you done 2 gates, Debbie?
Why have you done 2 gates?
Well, I'm doing a little bit of a drop shadowy thing, just because the mint on the mint, if I just show you for a second, and I did choose that particular colour because I thought it looked really lovely and gave it a really luxurious feel. You could just cut one piece out. You could just use that if you wanted to use that, and then still add those filigrees. It still looks beautiful. I've just been, just Debbie being Debbie, wanted to add a little bit extra to it as well. Now, what I'm going to do is, before we actually stick it down, we want to create this aperture. So to create the aperture, now you can, of course, use nesting dies. But I am conscious that out there, not everybody has them.
No.
Thank you, producer Lily, she read my mind, because some of our nesting dies absolutely can be different shapes, different sizes. So for me personally, you can find it a bit tricky. So to create an aperture, just use the die cut or the die cut piece to create the aperture, and I don't do it when it's stuck down. You can, just might get a bit tricky in terms of cutting. But what I want to do is create a little bit of an aperture. So I'm just going to take a pencil. So I'm just going to lift one of my doors up for a second. I'm not going to go all the way through. And I've placed, if you think about where I'm placing it kind of central into there. And I'm just going to use it as a guide. And I say a guide, I'm just going to pop a little bit on the front, a little bit just down here, and a little bit just down here. And it just gives me a little bit of an indication on where I want to go. Now, I always use pencil and a ruler for this part, because I can always rub it out afterwards, so I don't have to go too heavy-handed, but do a nice, light, fine piece. I'm not being too particular, and when I say too particular, measurement-wise, because we don't need to. It's just creating an aperture. Now, I don't want to go bigger. If I just bring this in, and you're probably thinking, well, that's a weird angle, but remember, this die's got this lovely filigree piece at the top. So for that piece to go sit there now, it now looks more even. However, I don't want to come too in, because it'll create a little bit of a lip. I don't want to go too out either, because then it won't sit anywhere, unless you're going to put back in there some acetate for it to sit inside too. So I'm just going to take my knife now and my ruler, because I've got my craft knife, I've got my straight edge one for this one, and we're just going to create this aperture, and we're going to cut this out. So if you have a paper trimmer, use your paper trimmer. I don't have one with me. Normally I do, because I have a paper trimmer from our Violet Studio range. It's my absolutely bee's knees, and it really is the bee's knees paper trimmer. I don't know if we've still got it actually. Perhaps we could have a little peek and see if we have.
We're gonna have
so
a
it's
look.
The Violet Studios paper trimmer, and I remember it was about, if I remember, it was about 14, 15. Yeah.
It is in stock.
Pa!
It is in stock.
Get there and run, because honestly, it is an incredible paper trimmer. And if you don't like craft knives and rulers, oh my God, you so need that in your life. And it's one of those that extends out, Lily. So yeah, it's, what did you say? What were those measurements again?
Inches.
Thank you. I'll let you read that out, Ben. It's honestly, I've got one, Craig's got one, I think some of the, in fact, Lily definitely has got one, and producer Lily, what have I not got? Absolutely. So I'm just finishing this off, because I struggle a little bit sometimes with my thing. I'm just releasing it from there. I just need to go a little bit heavier-handed. That's when a paper trimmer actually will come into its own, but I'm not worrying too much, because I just want to create the aperture, and I don't want to ruin the cardstock either. So I'm just, where I can see my little areas that I've missed, I'm going back down. Now, if you're using a craft knife, now I've been using one for years, because this is all we had back in the day. We didn't have things like die cutting machines, dies. They were a little bit out of and back in my day.
Designs with a craft knife.
Just be careful. But if you have got plenty of experience with your craft knife, you'll be absolutely fine. And then all I'm going to do is just rub out those little pencil marks that I made.
And make sure you put your protective thing back on top when you put it in your craft bag.
Yes, absolutely, because guess what we've done in the studio?
What?
It's been misplaced.
What?
This is the studio one, and the top's gone missing.
Oh dear, oh dear.
So yes, a big
Craig.
Well, we'll blame Craig again. Shall we blame Craig again? So that then sits over your aperture really nice and neatly. And it sits quite nicely as well, where it doesn't fall, you know, it's not falling through. I like to add a little bit of rigidity, so I'm going to put a little bit of acetate. I think I did put acetate on the shopping list.
You did? I remember reading it out earlier.
Thank you.
Acetate was there.
Who's pinched my acetate?
We've got...
Oh, I've got it. I've got it.
Sorry. Who's pinched my acetate?
Who's pinched my acetate?
We've got 20 of these left now, by the way, this collection. 20 left. That's another 7 sold in about the last 10 minutes. These are going to disappear. Fear not, though, of course, we will finish the craft along. But if you want all of the components to be able to do it for yourself, then you will need to be one of the next 20 people. So please do make sure that you jump in and grab this collection as quick as possible. It's an absolute steal. And what I would say is if you were looking for maybe one particular item, maybe you're just looking for this gate on its own, it's not available individually, it's worth buying the collection alone for that. $18.40 for 22 dies and 1 cut and embossed folder. It is amazing, with some of the individual items costing just $14.99, so you need to be getting in. This will sell out, whether it's during this show or after, it will go, so make sure you grab yours.
Right, this measures roughly around 4.5 by about 5 1/4, and that's just a rough estimate. You can, I mean, if you noticed how I did mine then, I just used my scissors to give me a bit of a guide. And the original one, I actually put a full sheet across there. It's entirely up to you. And if you do want to neaten it off, you can use pretty papers at the background as well. But to be honest, for the nature of the card, it doesn't really need too much more. So I'm just going to pop that there, and that is just to add that bit of rigidity to the front and also give it that lovely see-through look too, to create that lovely place for your garden view to go through. So if you're opening the gate, if you want to leave it open, absolutely leave it open. If you don't want to put any acetate, you don't have to.
Up to you.
It's exactly up to you, Ben. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue. I'm going to use our straight edge ruler.
Straight edge
Debbie,
rule?
this is not straight edge ruler. This is a straight.
As I say, I hope all rulers are
You'll have
straight
to
edge.
excuse me, Ben. Do you know? And do you know, if you want to make life easier for yourself, instead of being on the invisible side, go straight round that edge instead, because it makes life that little bit easier for you. And just give those little tiny flicks off, and again, just run that across there so that you've got your piece. There we go. Now I'm just going to touch that down. And then we've got our lovely piece. We can then now sit that on.
Yeah.
Or you could stick these two pieces together. If you're going to keep it nice and black, it actually looks quite pretty in black.
Does it? Very
yeah,
pretty.
It looks really nice. It's quite striking. But Debbie being Debbie, I'm going to just pop it over the top.
Yes.
So I'm going to use a bit of our dotted tape pen now. So if you haven't got the dotted tape pen, don't worry, you could use tacky glue. And I'm just going to pop a little bit over to the filigree side. I'm taking, oh Debbie, taking care not to go over the door, because that's what I want to leave open.
Oh, don't glue the door.
Oh, I did. Did you see me? I went straight across. What did I say? Do as I say, not as I do.
I better get in.
Oh, all the time. Because you can't get in otherwise. You won't be able to open it up.
That beautiful scene.
Yeah, that beautiful, yeah, don't be doing a Debbie. I'm just, to drop shadow, it's a personal choice, this. To the left, to the bottom, which way do you want to go? To the right, it's entirely up to you. I'm just going to take it slightly to the right, drop it a little bit of a fraction, just to give it a little bit of pop, because that black underneath looks absolutely fine. So then we've got that piece, and then I want you to attach it to the front of your card, like so. So we can be doing that, Ben. This bit you don't need, I mean, you can do it if you want, but literally put your glue, again, if you want your gate to open, don't put anything, no glue on these backs, just at the top, just around the edge. And again, I'm going to use my dotty tape pen for this, just so that I can make sure when I'm showing you. But I did personally, on my original, I used tacky glue. Okay. Tacky glue is the finest glue to use in terms, it's super, super solid. I wouldn't be using, I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't be using your wet, runny glue for this bit. And I'm just going to position that on. Before I stick it down, I'm just going to lift that up. There we go, absolutely fine. And then just sit that onto there, and then stick that down. And there is your first part done, because that is now your gates open. And if you want those stick down, absolutely stick both down. But you can see now we've got our lovely gates open, that's then going to sit onto the front panel. However, I hear you ask, how do you get the aperture instead of a white?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
exactly the same way. So
Okay.
using your die cut piece, and I'm going to use this one that I had this morning because I've stuck mine down, just do exactly the same. So you're going to pop your pencil mark on and position it into place, and then you're ready to pop that on, because again, you just want that little bit of a see-through element. You can be a little bit more lenient with this, so you can have a little bit more of a bigger gap. So again, if I just show you, it's just on your front part. I'm just going to pop this in. And again, if you look at it in terms of how you're going to cut this out, it doesn't really matter too much. So again, just a little bit rough. Use your paper trimmer, pop out that, and then you're going to be able to sit that on to the top, and it creates that full door piece. So I'm going to just do that one on the front edge of Mare, and then we haven't checked in on her, and I'm slightly worried that I can see her busy away.
I can see her working away.
She's very busy, yeah. So just want to double check that she's okay and that everything's working okay.
I would say I'm having a bet that Kate is doing all right, but let's just quickly check and see and ask. Is it all good with you, Kate? Do you need to ask Debbie any questions, or are you all tickety-boo?
I am doing quite well.
Yay!
Here we
Just
go.
got to
Look at
glue it
that.
down.
Woohoo! It does look, do you know, it looks lovely in black. Every time I keep seeing it now, Katie, I wish I'd done it in black, because I really do like it in the black. Yes,
I was
beautiful.
always going to do it in black because I like it to match my soul. So, yeah, there we
Brilliant.
go.
Well, whatever works
But-
for you. Yes.
I almost used some of this.
Oh,
I
yes.
thought you'd be using the Secret Garden paper pad.
Yeah, absolutely. If you've got that Secret Garden collection and you've got that paper, now is the time to be using it. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
And
But
we're
I changed
also
my mind and I went with black, and here we go.
amazing. Looks fantastic. Just a few people commenting, and also Carol Ann just saying, I love how Kate has got the signed Ben photo on view. I didn't see it, and I felt like I was playing a game of Where's Wally for a bit after I read that message. I was like, where am I? There I am. Brilliant.
I'll tell you, I can move you now. You're normally there.
Oh, am I? Yeah, move me around. We'll see if we can find me again next time we come to you. Well, it's brilliant that you're up to speed. Glad that you enjoyed the project. Let us have a look at some other goodies. Are we all right? Are you going to...
No, yeah, because I was just going to show you is now I've got my piece cut, my aperture. I'm just going to stick that on there. The lovely thing about having it afterwards is that you're covering your acetate up. So, do you know, if you're with your glue and things like that, and I did, again, it's always one of those things, I think about it afterwards. My original piece, I didn't trap inside there because I put the acetate on afterwards because I wanted a bit of rigidity. But this covers up any of that unsightly glue, and if I just turn that around, and it means that in terms of your aperture, it's nice and neat.
Yeah.
It looks really nice and neat. So yeah, that's all you need to do. Make sure that that creates that to sit onto the top. Doesn't matter if you've gone a fraction bigger. Doesn't matter with the paper or your pencil lines or anything. You can just pop that on the top because we're covering it up. And that's all I want you to do now is to stick that down so you've got your first front panel done.
Good. I tell you what, I realise we've still got loads to do, so I'm going to really, really swiftly go through these bags very, very quickly, and then we will give you time to check out your baskets as well. These you'll see in a lot more detail tonight, OK? But basically, I want to show you the Star Buy deals. Now, you can buy these individually, so you're saving £25, $38, platinum price is £28 or $36. The Spectrum Noir bag has been flying. There's the value of your bag right there. You've got a lovely selection of our gilding flakes. Alongside that, you're getting the most popular of our discovery kits, the manga and comic. You get those two in the bag. That is your value right there. Everything else I'm about to show you, you're getting for free. So the classics in the pinks to work beautifully with those gilding flakes. You're also going to be getting a set of 4 misters in there. You've got a beautiful collection of our tri-blend brushes just to try out too. And we're going to be giving you one of our opaque pigment ink pads in the Bordeaux. So all of that you get in that bag. If you want to buy it individually, you can, but hang fire, because I can guarantee you're going to like all of the other bags that we've got here as well. And if you buy them all in one click, then there's something coming your way. Now, embossing folder bag. This one again is tremendous value for money, saving almost £40, saving almost $42. And again, let me show you the value of the bag is here. Can you believe we're doing the floral frame cut and emboss folders? They are in the Star By bag, literally launched, I don't know, a few weeks ago, maybe a month, probably not even that. They are included in the bag, and those two there, that is your value. On top of that, all of these other goodies for free. We're giving you this beautiful 5x7 3D embossing folder with all those stunning florals on. You're going to be getting a slimline 3D embossing folder. Also, another one of those beautiful floral frame cut and emboss folders, and not seen this one in absolutely ages. And yes, on the front it's got a bit of a Christmassy theme to it, but as we said, doors are not just for Christmas, doors are for life. That is another cut and emboss folder. It's £20 or $28. If you like that and you like the other one, hang fire, because you're going to like the stamping bag. This one is going to potentially sell out, and when it does, it will sell out the showstopper that I'm away to show you in just a few moments' time. However, let's show you everything you're getting. These 3 items here, value of your bag. So you've got those mix and match stamps in there in the just for you. Really, really handy to have all of these. You've then got the thank you. 18 stamps there, and alongside that you have got that beautiful ethereal beauty from the Natural Beauty collection. As I said earlier on, if you're in the Academy of Colour and looking for some more stamps to try out all of your techniques on, that's perfect. It then means that everything else in the bag you're getting for free. One of our quick dry ink pads, Midnight, free. You're getting all these beautiful stamp sentiments as well. That one is Life is Beautiful. This one's so funny, and I hadn't seen this since this morning, till this morning even. Families are like fudge. Let's get the saying right. Mostly sweet with a few nuts. Then you've got Somebody Loves You. Perfect. Easter's here in a couple of weeks. I Love You to the Moon and Back. Super cute, super sweet. And then you've got that gorgeous Alpine Village as well. That is £20, $28, saving £25 or $39. And if you like that and you like the previous two, you're going to love the Stamp and Die Star By. This one saving almost £47, almost $52. Same price at the bottom of the screen. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm loving all of these, hang fire. Right, the two items that you've got in here, which are the value of your bag. First up, one of our Shadow Sentiment Stamp and Die sets. That is the Thinking of You. This next set from our Colourable Creator cards. I did it, Debbie. I did it. Colourable Creator card. That two, or those two there, the value of your bag. Neither of us had seen this one before, the Beautiful Branches, so we are hoping that that is a new one on you as well. Those two, you're getting. Everything else is free. You've got one of our really super cute characters who you can create your tags and your little bookmarks with. That one is Enjoy the Little Things, because he's little, you see, he's a little mouse. You're then going to get one of our amazing Heartfelt Greetings stamps and dies. Those have been so super popular recently. You might have seen a few of these in other goodie bags. Been very popular. We've then got one of our Reveal the Scene sets. This one is that really super cute Reveal the Mighty Oak, which is the squirrel, and then you pull the lever, it becomes a mighty oak tree. We're going to give you one of our pop-out scene dies in there too, and on top of that, incredible that you should get this for free. I think that's $17.99 on its own. One of our creator cards where you get the die to be able to cut out the scene. You get the stamp then to be able to stamp in the image. It is incredible that all of that is for free when you get those two. Now, that again is an amazing deal on its own. That's triple points. And well, here's the thing. I'll show you this. This Grab It deal is brilliant. We'll not beat around the bush here. The pastel deal on the classics is incredible. It's £9.6. No, it's not that one. Basically, you can buy this on its own for an incredible price. However, if you want to be able to get this for free, what I would encourage you to do is go for the Star By, the full collection, the Showstopper, because you get all of those 4 bags that I just showed you here, all of those 4, and then you also get those thrown in for free. And it equates to, just look here, down there, £158 you're saving, or $202, but you'll get triple points on the £88 or $120 spend. And let's just calculate that. That's almost 270 points. It's 264 points if you're in the UK, 360 points if you're shopping in the US. It is a great day to be climbing up that Club Inspire ladder and saving more and more points, saving more and more pounds and dollars, I should say, as you go. Listen, we're going to come back with this craft along. Lots yet to do, lots to explore, but I tell you what, let's give you the opportunity to check out your baskets. And whilst we do that, let's find out more about Craig Laird. Our craft experts come from all over the UK to HQ up in the northeast, and here they are telling you a little bit about where they're from and what it's famous for.
So I'm from a beautiful town called Carnoustie. So many people may recognise the town as a golfing town, famous golfing town. We get lots of big golfing events. I can't say that I'm a golfer myself, but we do get a lot of the celebs, golfers, musicians, actors, all of these turning up at the town. For those that aren't into golfing, what I would tend to say is it's sandwiched in between Arbroath and Dundee, so we are quite far up. I love my town. I love where I am now. However, I will say one of the main things that I miss about my hometown, apart from my family and friends, of course, have to say that, otherwise they're going to watch this and be like, where's our mention? It is, of course, the beach. You know, we're right on the River Tay. We've got the gorgeous beach, the sand and the sea. It's absolutely beautiful. It's the one thing that I always make a beeline for as soon as I arrive back home for a little visit.
I was brought up in Colnbrick, which is a little village near Slough, so it's not very exciting, but we do have the third oldest pub in the whole of the UK there, and it's where the Cox's Pippin apple was first invented or first discovered. But I moved to Chiswick in West London about 25 years ago, and I've lived there ever since, and I love it. It's full of, I wouldn't necessarily say celebrities, but TV stars, so it's quite good for celebrity spotting when you're having a cocktail on the high road.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
One that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that?
We'll do it.
Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Welcome back, everybody. Lots to get on with the craft along. I'm delighted to say there's no more questions, which is great. Apart from one, Caroline says, I wonder if Ben has used his new MIDI yet. Now, I haven't, and there's very good reason for that, more about which you will find out very soon, but I will be using my new MIDI towards the end of the week, possibly over the weekend, maybe early next week, and you'll find out more about that very soon. All very cryptic, I know, but more will be revealed. Right. Let us get back onto the craft along. If you want to pick up the deal with all of the hardware that's specific to this craft along, last chance. We are under 20 of these now remaining. You need to be jumping in and grabbing this with a 70% saving. This is the price. It is with triple points today as well. That's the triple point spend just there. So do hurry and grab this deal because it won't be here tomorrow. Well, if it is here and there's a few stragglers left, you won't be getting triple points. Although you could be getting triple points because it could land on triple points again tomorrow. So much to think about. Nobody knows what's going on with that wheel. Let's get back to the craft along though, and a lady who knows all about it is the lovely Debbie. Lots to do, Debbie. Lots to do because we've done this front panel. I just tell you, do you know my little faux pas that I did earlier? Yeah. I thought, oh, I can make use of that, and I've cut myself a little for the inner part, so it makes it look really nice and neat. So I just thought, oh, I quite like that. So I just chopped the doors off. Thought, oh, because it had that streak going down. Thought, oh, yeah. So I've just chopped the doors off. And then just stuck it over the top to give it a nice, neat finish. Nice. So yes, absolutely. Going to move to the garden gateway. So this is going to be the bit that sits on your inner flap. So this is the inner flap part. However, we're not going to put it over the top and try and do that. We're going to cut ourselves a separate piece and we are going to cut it, stick it and then do pretty much the same in terms of an aperture. So going back to that piece of cardstock that I made you cut down to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, yep. It's now going to become apparent why, because we're going to pop it in, and this is why you'll find myself and Jan especially, we cut it down to 1/4 inch so it fits nice and neatly, it sits in neatly. Does Craig do as well? I knew he would do. Yeah, and Lily's saying yeah, she does as well, because it makes it so much easier to do. Now, this is a cut and emboss folder, so it is a standard. What on earth is that noise? Sounds like geese flying over the studio. Oh my God, I thought there were geese in the building, literally. And then actually, it did sound a little bit of rude noise as well, so I did wonder what that was. But something outside. They're admiring your craft along. Thank you. Thank you very much, geese. A standard embossing folder with a cut and emboss folder, sorry, is a standard embossing folder with metal die in. I like to give it an extra oomph, so I pop my metal shim in between the 2 cutting plates. So it's not on the top, it's in between, and it gives me the extra little bit of oomph. Yeah. Emboss into there to just cut. Now it will cut with your 2 cutting plates, but I just want that extra little bit of an embossed detail, and the reason being is because I'm going to colour with it. So I open that up now. It's got that lovely embossed detail in there. It's such a gorgeous embossing folder, this. It really is. And again, it's one of those, Ben, that it doesn't scream Secret Garden, this. But it doesn't, and it crosses loads of different collections as well, this, doesn't it? Homebody knitwear. Bit like the one that comes with the Country Lane. Yeah. The little gateway to the countryside. That's very similar. Absolutely, and it's got this lovely open panel and then the fold line in, that means you can, and if you want to emphasise that, you can absolutely take your bone folder and emphasise that too as well. Now, you're probably thinking, well, it's nice, but it's a bit plain. So we're going to do a spot of colouring. This is when you're going to use your... Now, I will tell you, quite honestly, I didn't spend a lifetime doing this. That's all right. It still looks amazing. And we're not going to do it because it looks pretty. Yeah. I've used sandstone, and you can use your opaque because it does blend. It blends beautifully, or you could use your water reactive. I've got a couple of colours. I can't find the ones that I used at home, so I'm just using some different ones. I've got dark red blend, and I've got the alpine green. And I'm going to be totally honest. I ain't going to spend masses of time. We ain't got masses of time. And I haven't got the time, but I am not going to spend masses of time doing, oh, where does the light hit? Oh, where do we get the colour and dimension? Oh, yeah, no. Which goes to show, as much as it is nice to do it, you don't always have to think about that, because you can get, wonderful effects, can't you, with the emboss and with these pens sometimes without having to go into great depth and detail. Exactly. And when I say go into great detail, I am not doing any expert colouring like I would tend to tell you to do. Take your time, get your dimension, get your light, get your... No, nothing to do with the fact that we've got, less than an hour. Goodness me. No. But not like speed crafting, what Katie said at the beginning. Dear me, won't be doing any of that. But I'm just emphasising the flowers first. Yep. So I'm going to go around with my red. And like I said, the embossing detail, especially when it's all coloured in and it's got the ink added to it, doesn't matter.
I promise you. It really doesn't matter. So don't worry too much. Just go and use that embossed detail, line detail, to pick up your lovely little features. At the minute, it just looks like lots of little round dots, but it all comes together. It really does. So don't worry too much about any of that shading. You just want, and you know, actually, you could use things like your pencils.
Yeah.
You could use your aqua blends. Just change your cardstock.
That's it.
Use watercolour cardstock on this stage instead of all-purpose. Although, to be fair, all-purpose will work just as well, because it is that, exactly that, all-purpose, for all different types of mediums. So again, just a little bit of an emphasis just on that colouring. And then I think I've got all my flowers. Let me just go around, Ben.
Don't forget, if you are crafting with us today, to let us know, give us a little wave. It's all quiet on the Western Front, which is good. So, you know, no questions coming through, which is nice in this instance, because it obviously means you're all following on, you're all busy crafting, all busy colouring as well. If you have crafted along on this craft along, let us know so we can see your pictures. You can send them to studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Is that right? Yeah. Or you can share them in all of our groups. Tag Debbie, tag me, because we love to see all of your makes. Of course, and do let us know if you are one of the many who's bought this collection today and you intend to do the craft along at a later date, because it will stay there for you on our YouTube page, on Facebook as well. The deal, though, will not be here. If you're watching this on repeat, chances are it's already gone. We are under 20 of these remaining. I'm not surprised, because it's a lovely bundle, and the price today is ridiculous. £18.40 or $21.60. That represents a 70% saving, triple points today as well. So do make sure you grab it. And as we said, send in those pictures today as well. Do you know what? Just as well, you were crafting a minute ago. I always like to have a look at a National Day.
Yeah.
Do you know what day it is today?
I dread to think, what is it?
Please don't. No, we can say what it is, but I'm just thinking, because I know what's going to happen. There'll be pictures sent in.
Oh, it's not a dog day, is it?
National Puppy Day.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Oh, I need to send Rue in. Our little Ruru.
Oh, little Ruru.
Oh, she's growing so beautifully. She had a few health issues, but yeah. Tasha had to put her on a different diet. So she was the runt of the litter, bless her little heart. So she's the smallest.
Yeah.
But she's got a few dietary issues that they're sorted out. So, but she's just adorable. I had to babysit my grandkids the other day, and then obviously the dog comes into that equation. So it's my grandkids and the grand fur baby that I babysit. And do you know what? She was well behaved. She was. To say she's a puppy.
How old is she?
She's now. So they got her in October, and she was born in August. So what's that, Mecca?
Sorry, they got her in October. She was born in August.
Oh yeah, born in August.
And
they got her in October.
November, December, January, February. She's 8 months.
Oh, she's she's stunning.
Oh,
she's beautiful.
So cute,
little whippet.
Little whippet. There's 13 of these bundles left, by the way.
How many?
13. 1, 3.
Oh my God.
Do
you know what? I'm not surprised. And I did say this. This might be an older collection. However, we get new crafters joining us all the time. All the time.
If you are a new crafter, just appreciate that price there, because you can see the price that the collection should be. So you've got an absolute steal here. It's going to disappear. I would be surprised if we have any of this stock left by the end of the show. I imagine this is going to be selling out. So grab it whilst it is here. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, we've got little Molly, of course, little puppy.
Aww.
She's August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Yeah, she's 8 months as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mind you, I remember we were talking about it at the time, because I said that Tash and George were going to get a little new addition to the family.
Yeah.
But obviously couldn't pick her up straight away because they need to be with the mummies for a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do. You have to stay around for a bit. Why do you think for a little whippet? Is that a...
She's like a little miniature whippet. She's only tiny. She's absolutely beautiful. She's got gorgeous colouring. She's. I'll show you a picture and show how much she's grown as well, because she's absolutely stunning. But dare we say?
Maybe you can send in a picture for National Puppy Day.
Do you notice Charlotte went really quiet?
I know. I've not heard. I know, because I know what she's doing.
Charlotte's just gone deathly quiet. She's not said anything.
She's like, oh,
She weren't paying attention. That's it. We've got away with it. Got away with it.
He's gonna crash the system again because everyone's gonna send him pictures.
She's got quiet still. She's still not saying anything.
I know.
Oh, bless her. What do you want me to say? Can we send them in then, Charlotte?
If you've got
Yeah,
pictures-
there we go.
Let's be specific though. Pictures. I mean, I know because everyone will just sending pictures of dogs now, but pictures of
No,
puppies.
it's puppy.
Puppy,
Got
so-
to be a puppy.
So we're saying under a year old. Anything over, we won't accept.
And we don't want no of you when they were puppies.
No what?
Puppies, not when they were puppies. What
Oh,
they
no.
are, the puppies that are puppies in your family right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
And we will
yeah.
obviously know that they're puppies now. We're going to get an indicator, independent adjudicator in to check that they are actually puppies now. Dear.
Now, you can see, Ben, while I'm doing, and when I said that I didn't do a lot of, like, specialist colouring, I didn't do a lot of specialist colouring.
No,
I
it's
could
looking
have.
Great, though.
I could have spent hours. No. But the embossing, it's just lifting the embossing detail. Of course, I said this is a 2-hour real-time crafting start to finish, but sometimes the time just runs away with us. However, if you want to spend that time and you want to do that extra detail, depending on who you're probably sending it to, I would say. But just follow the artwork, just follow the line
It's like
work on
having
the
lines,
emboss.
you know, like
Yeah.
lines to sort of stay within, isn't it? You just
Yep.
use the embossed detail to stay.
And there's
on.
so much detail in this gorgeous folder. Make
Yeah.
the most of it. Use them. If you miss an area, don't worry too much. It doesn't matter. But it just is a really busy. And again, I did use a couple of colours in mine, but just because of time constraints, right now I have just used one. But it still looks equally as nice. And then, literally now, that has just brought all that
really
foliage
has.
to life.
Yeah.
And then same with the, like, I'll just use my slides up. I was going to ask you to get, I wanted the water reactive one. I'm not going to lie, I wanted the water reactive one, but I don't know where it's gone, Ben.
Oh,
And
have a look at there.
I could have done with a spongy as well. Not that I'm being a demanding diva or anything like that. A little spongy, so a little sponge as well. But what? Like a mini sponge. But what I'm just going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of extra detail on the step down here. So, and I'm using a tri-blend brush pen now, but again, I'm just going to emphasise the artwork or the line work that's on this fabulous embossing folder. I'm not going to spend a great time doing all the shading, and I don't need to, but I'm just going to add a little bit into there.
Bring the sponge.
He's an absolute angel.
You wanted water reactive sandstorm.
If you've got it, you are a diamond geezer. Thank you very much.
Diamond geezer.
A diamond geezer.
I aim to please you.
Absolutely. And again, I'm just going to use the detail that's on the embossing folder. Now, I'm really not worrying too much about this. You can see I'm not taking a massive amount of, like, you don't have to. I just want to emphasise that little bit more. Is that a spongy for me, John? That's the what I mean. Thank you very much.
They're all going, throw it.
It's
Jack
just
it.
oh, there we go. Thank you very much. Thank you, John.
Excellent work, John.
Absolutely. So again, I just want to give a little bit of an emphasis to the pattern. I'm not being too mad, because what we're going to do now is we're going to use and you can use your opaque. I'm hoping there's quite a nice bit in there. The problem with sandstone is it's very light. But when you get it on, and you can, of course, if you want, add. And this is why I said about not taking too much care and diligence.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was a big word for me.
Diligence is a
Diligence,
great
look at me.
word.
What?
Due diligence.
I know what's going on with me. That's
no
one
idea.
dictionary today.
Hello.
Sometimes I can't say the simplest of words, but then these big fancy words just pop out of my mouth. But yeah, that's why. It's because I'm not, and there's no way I'm physically going in every nook and cranny.
No.
We're just going to go over the top. And this is what I want, you know, it's just another little technique. Of course you can take your time. Of course you can go in and do all your little
Is there any
nooks and
specific
crannies.
reason you're using a sponge this time as well?
My hands at the minute. I can feel the. I've talked about this before. Where, well, if you ever suffer with carpal tunnel, you'll know what it's like. It's having the worst pins and needles in your hand ever. I feel like I've gone about 5 times thicker than it normally is, and this sometimes can affect my holding of things.
So sponge is just easier to.
Kind of to me hand. It's just kind of to me to get in there.
Good that we've got all these different tools, because there
This
must be
is
other people
the
who
thing.
suffer the same.
This is it, Ben. It's what it's all about. So different tools, different jobs, different times of day, and for different people, because we all have different favourites, we all have things that we like to use, but you can see straight away how that's coming together, and I'm just going to build that up just that little bit more, Ben, so I'm just going to come in and add a little bit more.
Clarice saying, I bought this bundle just so I can do Debbie's fabulous craft along. See, I knew there would be people who do that. Rhonda says, I don't have any of this collection. One of the few that I don't have any of. Rhonda, quickly. We've got probably about 10 of these left now, I think, so you're going to have to be super
you're
duper
kidding,
quick.
Has it gone?
It's disappearing.
Oh.
It's disappearing. Looking gorgeous, Debbie says Mary. Kathy Myers saying it looks beautiful. And Candy saying I have tried to adjust with parts of the collection that I have, but honestly it's going a little slow for me, but I will rewatch the show and finish my creation. That's the brilliant thing though, you can craft them on live if you can't keep up, or if the doorbell rings, or if the dog's annoying you, you can come back and watch this.
Absolutely you can, Ben. There's no reason to rush. There's no, you know, you can just take what you want from it. You can do it into different collections. I was looking for my little distress tool, then realised I hadn't got that. And the only reason I want to do this is just to give it a little bit of texture without adding a mat and layer. If you've added a mat and layer into there, then absolutely you don't have to do this. It just gives me a little bit more texture. And then again, I'm going to come in and do a little bit more. By adding another little ink just around there to give it that little bit of a distressed look. But that was just using that tool just to create. So again, that's the next bit. However, it's going to sit on that inner page. So do you know what we're going to do again? We're going to use it as a template, and we're going to now use and switch to our wibbly wobbly knife, because we want to create a little bit of a aperture. So we're going to do exactly the same. Bit of a pencil. Pull that back, use it as a guide, centralise this up in, so make sure your flap's tucked under if you're not, I mean, I can just do it by eye, but please just tuck those in, and then just draw around it. And don't worry too much, don't have to be too precise again. We're using this as a guide, but to create the aperture. And to find a nesting die of that shape, not going to happen. No. There might be something in your collection, but takes 2 seconds. 2 seconds to do it, and that will sit over. So what you can be doing while we're catching up with everyone is, and this is when I use my wibbly wobbly one just for that bit, and then my straight edge one for this bit. Just cut that out to create your aperture.
Hi to Felicia, who's joined us from Toledo, Ohio. Feel free to give us a little wave on the socials if you've not yet done so. Let us know how much you're enjoying the craft along. Let's see how Kate's getting on, see how she's enjoying it. Is it all looking good so far, Kate? Are you up to speed? Where are you at?
Yeah, I am up to speed, sort of.
Ooh.
Gone a little bit darker and a little bit sort of shiny on the door.
Oh, wow.
Like
is that gilding wax on the door?
No, it is one of the metallic flip markers.
What a cracking idea that is.
Looking very nice.
There we go.
Awesome
That's
stuff.
where we're at.
That is fabulous.
Good
Love
stuff.
that. Do you know what I
so
love?
much. Yes.
This is what I love about people doing different things.
Yeah, their take on it.
Their take on it. And I will just say a little big shout out to everybody who shared the Roaring Twenties Craft Along. I've never had a response like it in my life. Honestly, I've been doing this job now I've been in the company about 7 years, but doing this job about 4.5 years now. Never had a response like that ever in a craft along.
It was a cracker.
Thank you. And I will just say, everybody who shared, thank you so much, because some of your makes were breathtaking, is all I'm going to say, that blew me away. I just absolutely love people's take on things.
This Sunday as well, the big vote.
What for?
Demo of the month.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in there.
Is it? Did I do it this month?
Yeah.
Of course I did.
Well, I hope so, because it's up there for the Demo of the Month vote.
Oh.
It's Craig versus you versus Leanne at the minute, and then whoever wins this week.
Oh, I'm here on Sunday.
Oh, here we go.
I'm in on Sunday.
Remember to, hype it up a bit.
Do a fish, a shameless plug.
Yeah,
she cracks me up. She cracks me up every time I'm just doing a little bit of a shameless.
Yeah.
Like this.
What you do is you speed through everyone else's and you take loads of time of yours, and then you also go, oh, I haven't got any stars on the board. Even though you've got about 5.
She does crack me up, Debbie. She really does.
Yeah.
What was that Lily saying?
There's only 2 people on the board who haven't got a start. It's me and you, Lily. I'm yet to do my annual craft along and win. I'm just pacing myself a little bit for my for my star. But Lily, you've got a card in for Card of the Week this week. So you never know.
there you go.
Yeah, you never know.
There you go. So Lily's got every chance, just like everybody else has. I'm dying to see Leanne's.
What?
Leanne's got one, did you say?
Yeah.
In the month. You have to show me because I've not seen
It's
Leanne's.
the box from the creative.
Oh dear, God Lord.
Look at
Well,
that.
let's just,
Yeah.
well, it's nice having a star or two up there, isn't it? It's nice having one up there. That is a stonker. It's absolutely fabulous.
Rachel's just said, no, what you have to do is suck up to the social media superstar that counts the votes,
Who's
Debbie.
on the social media superstar this week?
I would say for the fact that she said that, is it you, Rachel, that's on the socials? Let us know, because Debbie's going to be sending some money your way, whoever it is.
Oh, I ain't had a month one for absolutely donkeys.
Are you not?
I ain't, no.
Aww.
No, I've not. Not that I'm trying to sway the vote. Leanne's is absolutely stunning. Let's just get that in there. It's absolutely stunning. Right, I'm going to attach that to the front. If you want to add a bit of acetate again, absolutely go ahead and add the acetate. Add it there and then stick it down so it makes it nice and neat again on the other side. I'm not going to do any acetate for this one. I'm just going to get my glue down. This is your craft along. It's your project. You decide how you want to do that, but I'm just going to give you those little tips and those pointers to make it nice and neat. So if you add in acetate, add it now, then stick it down onto the top. And again, I'm just going to centralise that. And again, just stick that down, and we'll add all the other little features in a minute, but it's just so you can see it coming together. And you know, if we don't get all the finer details, let's not worry, because you've got your own time to create and add those extra details. But again, you can see how easy that was to put together. So we've got a first part, we've got a second part, so we need the third part to come in there now as well. So we'll move on to that in a couple of minutes while I just have a quick tidy up, because I've gone a little bit messy now.
Okay, how are we looking? Do you reckon you're all good for half an hour to get it done?
Half an hour to get it constructed, half an hour to finish the finer details.
Debatable.
Yes, but we'll see. We'll see.
Just a quick look here now to this evening on Cartload. We have got a massive section of buy one get two free deals. Again, best thing to do is hit up the shop of the day button where you'll see all of the deals there. This deal is redonk, should be £20, $27. It's £5.59, $7.19. These are super handy and so useful because I remember when we launched these and just seeing like how great these were to like maybe just cut out in black as you're seeing here, layer over maybe like a background that you've created with your water reactive inks. I just think you can do so much with these. Also brilliant for paper piecing as well, and your simple sprigs there. I mean, value for money just for one set, but to get all of these for that price is incredible. And again, you look at this one here, screaming that one, isn't it, just to be paper pieced. And again, build up your own bouquets with the flowers and all of those beautiful sprigs in there as well. £5.59, $7.19. That is disappearing. All of the buy one get twos are very popular. Lots of people shopping for those. Another deal which again I'll go through in more detail later on for you, but just want to show you the sheer bulk that you're getting here. This Hoppy Easter deal we brought to you on Monday. And we basically said that we thought we had more than enough stock to last 7 days. We are at day 4 of the week, and we have, well, just the last remaining stock of this now. It's the first time you saw it on Monday on Crafters TV, and it has been absolutely flying. It should be £34 or $49. It is hopping out the door. The price here, right, is ridiculous because for the paper pad alone, and as I say, I'm going to fly through this, but the paper pad alone, you've got 10 beautiful designs in here, 3 sheets of each, loads of snippability, loads of craftability outside of Easter as well. That on its own, right, alongside your 6x6 pad that you're going to be getting as well, you would be happy any day of the week just to pay that price at the bottom of your screen for those two. But that's nowhere near the beginning of the story because we're also going to be throwing you in card blanks and envelopes. Well, I say card blanks, not card blanks, because they're beautifully detailed. So you've got Somebody Loves You. You've also got this design here, which is your Have an Excellent Easter. If you're looking for craft ideas with the kids over Easter. My, this set's for you. You've also got this beautiful little card here with the daisy frame and then the little bunny in the bottom. You get all of the envelopes included in there as well. And then it's all of the added extras that make this bundle as incredible as it is, because then on top of all of that, it's knowing where to start really. You've got all of these tags with Easter sentiments on, all pre-cut, ready to go. There's 30 of those. You're going to get 30 beautiful pre-tied bows. Talking of bows and ribbons, 5 1-metre lengths of ribbon in there too. Only one of those specific to Easter. The rest you can use on a whole host of different projects. Toppers for you. You've got 28 toppers in there again. Share these around the kids, share these around the grandkids. Use them for making your little Easter boxes. Use these for like your Easter egg hunts as well. Multi-buy this collection. Honestly, you'll thank us later, because if you've got this next year as well and the year after, you'll be using it in its droves. The cute little pegs, 36 of those included. Pom-poms you want, I can give you 36 individual pom-poms and a 1-metre trim of pom-poms as well. Plus you're going to get this set of stickers, 36 of those in there. You're going to get 100 stickers here, which I think are absolutely super cute and perfect, particularly brilliant for sealing your envelopes. Loving the idea of using these as well for maybe your Easter egg hunt. You're also going to get 360 of these beautiful sparkly adhesive gems, which match up with all of the colours that you've got within the collection. And then to finish it all off, I'll not tip them all out now, I'll show you this in more detail later, but 104 adhesive tiles to personalise your projects, whether they be cardstock, whether they be boxes, whether they be home decor pieces. What a buy. If you bought this on Monday, you're probably thinking, I wish I could have bought it a few times over. Multi-buy, it's not limited to one, but it will be limited soon, the way this is going in stock, I mean, because it's flying. £12.80, $19.20, bang for buck, best deal of the day, and you'll be getting triple points on this too. Right, we're going back. We've got just 25 minutes to go to finish this amazing project. Debbie, what do we need to do next?
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll stick the panels together, because I am conscious of time, but like I said, I'll talk about all through the other elements. But what we'll do is we'll stick the book together. All I've done is I've fast forwarded this. I've just put my mats and layers just onto the back and the front. Add some cardstock, add a little bit of for your sentiment to write on, depending on where you want to pop that. But all you've got to do to connect those is those two flaps join up, like so. So it's tape pen, red liner tape, whatever tape you want. I'm going to go straight in with, although we're running out and I know we need to get some more of this into here, but I think I've got enough to be able to create that. And then just stick the two pieces together to create the tab. Now, at that point, before you actually, you know, when we talk about putting a bit of heat to adhere it, just make sure it folds neatly and that it matches neatly and that you haven't got any overhangs anywhere. So take a good look before you do. When you're happy, that's when you'll put the friction or the heat or add that onto, so it seals it in. And then with your other flap, tab, flap, whatever you want to call it. So sorry. You are going to take it. So the tab sits in. Now, if you sit it right close, it doesn't fold neatly. So the tab itself, the straight edge, so the bend, if I just hold it there, needs to go up to the next, so the inside crease. So if I just show you like so, like that. And that's why if you are adding 1 or 2 more pages in, this needs to increase. Otherwise, these aren't going to sit anywhere in with your half flap tabs there. So again,
flabs.
I think that's what I'm going to go with, because I get myself into such a mess when I say that word. But again, I'll do it this angle so you can see what I'm doing. Before you set it, before you heat set it, make sure it's nice and neat, make sure it's flush, make sure it's in there. You can, of course, use a wet glue, give yourself a little bit of extra time. I'm just going to go straight in, pop that down. Happy with where it is, so that it closes up nice and neatly, and you haven't got any overhang coming out here, but it sits lovely and neatly inside, like so you've got this lovely little, almost like a little mini album.
Yeah, it is.
But absolutely. So we've got our pieces coming in together. You can start to see it coming together. We need to focus on the next one, and this is your choice. If you've got the whole collection, you can use whatever you want. I personally love the Secrets Revealed. I love I love her. I love the door. I love the florals. I love everything about it. So I'm going to come in with... Now, this is entirely up to you how much you pop on here, piece-wise. I think I've cut mine down to about 3 3/4 by about 5.5, but that's just to fit this on. I can trim it down afterwards if I want. I can colour it in with any medium I want. I've just chosen, again, some of our tri-blends. But it's entirely up to you for what you colour in. So I'm going to come in with, and I'm using my stamping platform. You can use a rocker block if you want to do. They fit onto any of our rocker blocks. We've got some rocker blocks on the show. But I'm going to come in because time is of the essence and I want to get quite a bit done. So I'm going to use alcohol-proof ink pad.
Down to single figures on the collection now, if you want to grab it. And that we don't know how many people have got this in unchecked baskets as well. So, and a lot of the comments I'm seeing are people buying this specifically to do the craft along, Debbie. Which is kudos to you, but who else has said that? Brenda says she's only bought this for the craft along. I love Debbie's imagination and her fun of crafting. So if you want to do this craft along and you haven't yet got this collection, you have got, well, less than 10 opportunities now to grab this. £18.40, $21.60, and that's what we know of. It may well be that we've got, I don't know, 20 people with this in baskets right now and getting ready to check out. So we could be talking technical sellouts here. So get it whilst it's here, because it is super duper limited stock this now. Super duper limited stock.
Super duper. So I love that. You can use now, you can use your secret garden, because I have used the secret garden for the very front part of my panel, but I'll come back to that in a while. Like I said, if we don't get down to the finer details, I'm not going to worry too much because we don't need to worry about those details. This can be finished at your own pace. What I will say is that's one of your images we're going to use, but we're also going to cut ourselves a key. So my key is stuck down to the bottom. We're going to use a key to cut out a key there. Coming into, and I did try and use as much of this collection as I possibly could. Got the lanterns. You've already used that, Debbie. Put that to one side. This particular die set, I absolutely love. However, what have we done with dies? Oh my
Which one is it?
It's me. Wait a minute, it's in here. Do you know what I've done? I've probably took it out, getting it ready in anticipation to use. Oh, what have I done with it? Hang on, hang fire.
Super organised,
what am I like?
Debbie,
I'm so super organised. Right, 2 seconds. Let me have a little look. Let me put that down there.
I can get it out of the packet over here if you want.
No, I've got it because I've got my own somewhere. What have I done with it? Do you know, it's one of those. You'll find it afterwards, Debbie, you always do. It's not there.
It's open, this packet.
It's not there. Is it open?
Yeah.
Give me it, Dive, Ben. Give me it, Dive.
Lanterns,
I'll find it in a second. Do you know, I've probably put it somewhere. Whatever. No, not the lanterns.
Which one
not the lanterns.
Which one is it?
No. The enchanted door.
Enchanted door.
Thank you. Oh, I thought then I'd found it. What? Right, I only used it this morning, so I don't even know. I said this morning. Yes, I was here this morning.
Did you bring it with you? Were you in this morning? Were you on wake-up call this morning?
I was on wake-up call this morning. Thank you.
You don't need the stamps, do you?
No, not the stamps, just the dies. That's what I was going to tell you. I was going to just use the dies. Can you see it anywhere? I do this. Does anybody else do this at home? Because I feel like it's a Debbie thing.
Yeah, I can see all sorts of stuff under there, but not the thing. Oh,
not the thing. I know, look
at you. What you are sorted under there, aren't you? You've got a full-on picnic going on under there. I'm coming over this side more often.
I've got me meat. I've got me meat. Look, I'll show you. I've got me meat. I've got me blueberries. I've got me pork roll down here. Look, I'm all well watered. You know, you have to be organised.
Set for the day.
This is what I do when I get into the craft room. Lily's probably the same. Get into the craft room and I have a snack shelf.
Yeah.
Just so I can just nibble. Look at her. I'm being good. Mine's not chocolate. Mine's nice fruits, lots of fruits. So these are all the extra details that we're going to come and use in a second as well. Shall we do a spot of colouring while we've got a bit of time?
Come on then.
Let's do a spot of colouring. So I'm going to bring in a spare piece for underneath. Choose your colours. It's up to you what you choose. I'll stick with me lovely Alpine, but you've got lots of lovely choices in terms of your colour. Again, I suppose it depends on who you're sending this to. Are you going to spend a lot of time colouring it? Are you going to do your blending? Yeah, I think with this one, definitely.
A lot of people saying that they are misplacing things in the craft room. Me says, I do it all the time. You're not alone, says Mary. I do it all day long, every day. And Rachel says, I do it frequently. She says, I lost my glue gun the other day and I found it where it always goes. And I swear it wasn't there the first time that I looked.
I'll tell you a story with my phone charger.
With your what?
Oh, my phone charger.
phone charger.
This phone charger of mine, it's the bane of my life.
Right.
I love it, but I used it to charge up when I was out.
Right.
Definitely took it out of the plug socket. I had it in my hand. Then I can't remember what happened to it. Gets up the next morning, because I'd fully charged it at the shop that I were in, you know, pinching someone else's electricity as you do these days. Yeah, couldn't find it. High and low. Went back to the place where I were, the coffee shop that I was, couldn't find it, and being handed in, thinking, oh my God, because it's one of them supercharger things. So I'm right annoyed with myself.
Supercharger?
Yeah, it's a supercharger. So it speeds things up. It does it in like about less than 20 minutes, you've got it fully charged. So it's well worth the money. It was an investment I made when I first bought my phone about 3-4 years ago. Anyway, couldn't find it. So I thought, right, I'm going to have to order another one. Nearly dropped through the floor when I saw prices of them. Thought, right, I'm going to get it, I'll order it, I'll pop it on as you do, where you can get 3-spit play and things like that, and as you do these days. Anything to make your pennies go that bit further. Ordered it, picked it up, I'd been at Hobby Maker, had to literally go with next to nothing to charge my phone. My son's that took about 5 days to charge. Seriously, his charger is so slow. Couldn't find it, looked everywhere still, but thought, right, I'll pick this up. Bought it, picked it up, used it. Next day, wash basket downstairs, tipped it up, and what should fall out of the wash basket?
In the wash basket.
And then I thought to myself, now I know brain fog is a real thing at the minute with me, but I do not remember popping it in my wash basket. I don't recall it going in there, how it got in there.
Is it big enough or small enough to have been in a pocket, that it could have been in your pocket that you put in there?
Well, that's what my daughter said, because you know I love a dress with a pocket, and I wear dresses all the time. My daughter said, Mum, you'll have had it in your pocket, it's dropped out, and that's where it is. I mean, story of there is, I've now got 2 chargers. Yeah. It shan't happen again, is all we're going to say. I
had that with some headphones, because I have those little wireless headphones. They're not like the iPhone ones, they're like the cheaper ones. And they come in the little cases, and like last year I always keep them on my bedside table, right? Yep. And then went for them, weren't there on the bedside table, spent it must have been like a good couple of days searching around for them, couldn't find them anywhere, so I thought I'm gonna have to order some more, because I like them when I'm out walking the dog or going to the gym. Ordered some more. The day that the new headphones arrived, where were the old headphones? On my bedside table. So I had 2 pairs of headphones, 1 new pair, which I then gave to Laura, I think it was on Mother's Day or either on her birthday, because she was saying she wanted some headphones to the gym. It must have been her though, in all fairness, because they definitely weren't there, although she was like, oh, they were there the whole time. They weren't, you know.
Well, first thing I did, I blamed my son, because I'm thinking he's nicked my charger again. I know he's, and I went into the room, I'm like, what have you done with my charger? Where is it? Give me my charger. He's like, Mum, I ain't got your charger. I said, why would I have your charger when I've got my own charger? I'm like, I don't care. Where is it? House upside down, honestly, just think. But yeah, I think Laura might have done that on purpose, you know.
I think she might
to get the earphones.
Ah, now that all makes perfect sense.
I'm not gonna. I mean, I love Mrs. M, but I do. Doing me little Miss Marplehead or Vera, as I love to watch.
Oh, Vera, yeah. Vera. I caught a bit of that the other day actually. It's very good.
Oh, I love Vera. It's really good. Do you know, I never really enjoyed that until I started watching it. And then
you never enjoyed it until you started watching it? That's because you weren't watching it.
I know. And then really enjoyed it. I'm like, why have I not watched this before? Why have I not watched this before? Anyway, I'm going to come in. I'm just using a little bit just around the top. You can go around a little bit of leaves. I'm just going back to the colouring here now. And then I'm going to come down and drop it just around the bottom side of there as well.
You've got a time update from Rhonda. He says, you've only got 15 more minutes, Debbie. Colour fast.
Oh, my God.
Just to quickly ask as well, whilst you're colouring, I think Paul will have missed the explanation on this earlier, which is fine. You know, earlier when you were using your... Paul thinks you were using a cotton swab. Debbie was actually using one of our blending sponges when she was using one of our ink pads, and he's just wondering why you were using that instead of a sponge dauber. And it's just to do you having a bit of a problem with your hand at the minute.
At the minute, yeah, just at the minute, yeah. Don't stop me from crafting. God help me if how that ever happened. Yeah, it's really comfortable. It's a comfortable sponge, and it picks up quite a lot of ink, and you can lay down quite a lot, as we just showed you in that demonstration with the embossing folder. whatever.
Yeah.
It picked up a lot. It didn't take much effort to get that done and get that achieved, that look. So absolutely, that's why I used that particular one.
Yes.
So yes, so great question though. Thank you for asking. But yeah, it's just that I have all of them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, and I have them for a reason. I really do. I have them for a reason.
Terry just says, just yesterday I was looking for the sentiments in my Country Lane collection. Still haven't found it. Washing basket. Best place to check. That's where most things end up. Brenda says, I lose things all the time, Debbie. Each project takes me twice as long as it should.
Exactly. It's not just me then. It's not just me. It's so frustrating, isn't it, when you lose things? It really is.
Andy says, I keep losing my phone backup batteries, yet another, then find them all. It's a good thing they don't cost near as much as my first one did. And Philip Watson says, organised chaos and the floor, the filing cabinet, that's my method. I mean, as long as it's organised chaos, then, you know. I always find sometimes when you are like, you know, whether it be in craft or in life in general, if you've got something in organised chaos, it looks chaos, but you know where everything is, and then someone comes and tidies it up.
Oh,
tiny,
no, how dare they? How dare they?
Leave be.
Yes, leave alone. I always say that. And they know now not to go in. Not to go in, not to move anything.
What's that saying? They say, let messy crafters
lie,
isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, we'll take that one, Ben. It's close enough. Yeah,
works.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to have to do probably a little bit of explaining with the rest of the thing, but I'm just doing a little tiny bit of colouring because I can't believe how fast this hour has actually gone. Spend a bit of time doing your colouring for this particular section. I'm just going to continue to colour. I don't know if you need to check in with Kate. I'm not sure if you need to check in. I'm just going to do a little bit of colouring and add in some more colour to that.
Okay, we can quickly check in. We've only got 11 minutes left. How are you getting on, Kate? Do you reckon we'll get this done in the next 10 or 11 minutes?
No. No.
Oh, okay.
No chance. One of these days I will come on here and Debbie will do a simple project and we will get it finished within the time because she did this to me last time.
Debbie!
Honestly.
I know, I apologise. If it makes you feel any better, Kate, I'm not even getting it done myself. I'm not going to get mine done either. I'm going to have to do mine in between just to finish this off because I'm not going to get it done either.
We need an extension. It needs to be a 3-hour show next time, or a simpler project.
Do you know what I blame Ben, Kate. It's Ben's fault. He's been doing too much talking.
He never shuts up.
Yeah, he never shuts up. No, he talk.
I'm passing that blame on to my producer, who has been telling me to talk, because I'm only the puppet, you see. I don't all these things that I'm saying right now, that's not actually my thoughts. I'm just being told what to say. So I'm blaming the gallery team, nothing to do with me.
I'm not surprised by that, if I'm honest.
Is this your
I say it with all the love in the world.
Is this your second or third craft along?
Second.
Oh, your second.
I probably won't be invited back for a third because the first two I won't have finished.
Oh yeah, you'll be invited back for more. And the thing is, at least you can finish it after, and then you can tag
exactly.
Debbie in the picture, can't you?
Exactly. Don't worry if it doesn't get finished. Do not worry in the slightest. She says. I'm just the same. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to get it finished. How many minutes, Producer Lily? Oh, good grief. Oh, well, I mean, all I will tell you, I'm just gonna, because I'll finish this off in a second. I don't want to rush it too much. But literally, once you've coloured that in, I just popped a little bit of a shadow around mine just to finish it off. So I gave it a little bit of using ice grey for this one. I used ice blue in this morning's project, but this one is a bit of ice grey just around there. It just makes it pop. You can choose any colour, and I'll just show you just for a second so you can see there. All I've done with this is I've matted and laid it onto some black cardstock. I've added a couple of the lovely little sentiments just to say happy birthday, which comes within that collection. And there is so much in that collection, Ben. Honestly, we could be here forever and a day with it. But all of this card is using that collection that we've got on the screen. There isn't anything that I've added in there that has. So these are those lovely ones that you showed me earlier.
Yeah.
These are these stamps. So I did myself a couple of the large ones and a couple of the small ones and coloured them in.
Okay.
The sentiments themselves have come from, and if I just bring in the rest of my collection, because look how much, there's so much in this collection. So the best wishes and the just to say and the happy birthday are from, and I'll show you that in a second, are from this particular set. You've got a key stamp in there as well. The one that I didn't use, and I'm almost half upset that I didn't, because I absolutely love that one. It's one of my favourite pieces of that collection. So that's all I've done there. For that inner section, the best wishes comes in. Again, I've just done a little bit of matting and layering. All of these butterflies and the key comes from the secret key.
Yeah.
So that's the secret key there. And I've done it in gold and then that lovely mint green. That just to pop it off there a little bit. And then with the other little features, these are just using the mint, again, depending on your colour. Now, I know Kate's chosen a different colour, so she's probably going to do a different colour with these pieces. So I've used all of those butterflies and all of those flowers. I've just put the butterflies on there and then added a little gem in the centre. And if I come back to the front, I did tell you this morning, as I did this morning, I used this particular die, but snipped the top off. And I just created around the edges and popped those single pieces, which is what pretty much I did this morning with that demo. And then added some butterflies on again and the flowers and just dotted them around onto the gates, on around the edges. And the secret garden I stamped out in one of our black inks and then just used pink tulip around the outside because I felt that the pink and the green married to it brings it together. We talked about papers and not having the right papers in the collection anymore. Doesn't mean to say you can't use this collection. Once you've got these collections, if the papers run out, then do not worry, because you will have a plenty in your stash to be able to get creative. And this is just using Centura Pearl and matte black cardstock. And again, these sections, and all this is just building it up. And on the very back, I think this is from Country Lane. Thank you, Willie. Yeah, Country Lane I used to create the back, because I was going to put a little bit, because I wanted somewhere to write. I could write on there, but it'd get a bit lost. So I will just pop a little piece of white cardstock into there. Yeah. Popped a little frame just onto the, or a spine frame onto there. Again, the measurement is, that is an 8. So I've gone to 7 3/4. That's an inch. I've gone to 3/4 of an inch and just pop that on to create that mat and layer. So that is how you can put that together. I think with what I've done up to now is I've shown you how to do and create the apertures, showing you how to do the embossing folder and then again create that aperture. And then there, once it's done the mats and layers, that will go into the back. I'll finish that project off. Don't worry if you haven't finished it off, because once you have, and I've just seen time, so I'm going to have to stop. However, I think I've talked you through all those elements. You've got a fabulous collection there that you can create some really, really pretty things. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to have certain matching papers in there again. So again, just showing you how to use the stamps and how you can pop that together. And that's just with one page, but you could go in and add 2, 3 pages into there, make it a real story of that secret garden. And if you are, all you need to remember is that needs to extend. And I think I explained that right at the top of the show, how you could extend that. So you could go back and watch that if you need be. But if you have completed it, send us your pictures. If you haven't, and it's going to be a work in progress, it's his fault. It's his fault. But a little love.
It's their fault. Them there. They're in the cupboards. Charlotte and Lily and Johnny. Stop telling me to talk.
But if you have, and when you do, make sure you, and maybe you're using a different collection. If you're using a different collection, share. Let's have a little look. Yeah, let's have a little look at your lovely collections. I think I'll breathe.
Relax.
I'll have a breathe and relax.
Laurel just saying it is wonderful that we can play these craft along shows over and over again. As for beginners, we have to frequently stop and replay. And it's great as well, isn't it, that you can replay them so you can see everything that you need when somebody doesn't shut up and keeps talking all the way through. Let's get back to business here. We've got 3.5 minutes left on the show. These you have got, well, there are 6 remaining now. If you were thinking, I'll wait till the end of the show, these are going to sell out. Next 6 people to check this collection out, get some, everybody else misses out. And the point here is as well, if you haven't yet got this collection, you're going to find that Lots of the items in this aren't available individually, so you've got to jump in and grab it. And more importantly than that, I think so many of you have chatted about the fact that you've loved this craft along. So if you've loved the craft along, why wouldn't you jump in and get this collection? And if you're not one of the next 6 people to get this, you won't be able to do it the way that Debbie's done it. As we've talked about, you can obviously create that the design of the actual card itself, but you won't be able to use all of these different elements. So why not be one of the last 6 people? And if you have got this in your cart, that is not you guaranteed getting it. Of course, here it can be in your cart, you can be dilly and dallying, and someone else will check out, and it can be taken from your cart. So please make sure if you want to grab this, you check out now. Don't wait till the show ends. This is a case of checking out or missing out. £18.40, $21.60 is your platinum price, and triple points as well. We're just about done, but let us go back and thank the lovely Kate. And we've not quite got there again, Kate, but you will post up. Here we go, Debbie. What do you reckon about this?
So I managed to. I do it every time I get this wrong, don't I?
Oh, that's gorgeous.
This time, because I knew what Debbie was like the last time, I pre-did a few of these little bits and pieces already, so I've used like a matte red, and a bit of a darker green for that.
Gorgeous. I love the black gate. I love the black gate.
Yeah, it's black glitter.
Makes that pop. It looks fabulous.
You can't really see
yeah,
very
gorgeous.
well there, but it's black glitter.
Gorgeous.
And that's the resist pad, you know, from the dancing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can just see that now.
Yeah, I can, yeah. I love that.
Incredible.
Managed to get that one in.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that as well. That looks. I love it when it's matte and lead. It looks lovely matte and lead. On that matching
But
paper,
then,
it looks beautiful.
obviously,
Yeah.
She's done more than me.
didn't get very far with that.
Well, the great thing is, Kate, you've got a bit of homework to do, and it's been a pleasure for me to see you again. And I know it's the second craft along you did with Debbie. Next time you come on, let's make a pact that will finish it in time.
Yes, 100%.
And I might even, I was going to say, I might even craft along with you, but I won't, because that will definitely mean that we won't finish it in time. So let's not say that. Thank you so much, Kate, for joining us.
Thank you
Always
for
a pleasure.
having me again.
We'll see you again very soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks also to the lovely Debbie. That's you done for the day, isn't it?
It is. It's been a short day today, so I'm heading back down. Well, I'm going to do a bit of tidying up, but I'm heading back down the motorway. But I will be back on Sunday, because I've got a full day with our fabulous Corinne. So I'm really looking forward to that, because it's going to be fabulous. We've got the first look, which I'm really excited about. So it's going to be good. And oh, bless you.
There's a vote as well on Sunday. You might want to vote for that demo of the month.
But yes, I shall be back on Sunday, where we're going to be doing loads and loads of great things. I can't wait.
We look forward to seeing you then. I will see you in a couple of hours. The day is far from done, because we have got a big show coming up for you. Cartload is on the way. Sarah's in the house. It's going to be a 2-hour extravaganza. If you've not yet seen everything on the show, well, you haven't yet seen everything on the show, because we've kept a few bits back for you. But head to the website, hit the Shop the Day button. Make sure you check out that spring sale as well. And Sarah and I will see you for that Cartload show just a couple of hours. Until then, bye for now.